I don't need to tell you all why space is so great. Billions of dollars of industry may potentially even hold the secrets to the future of our entire race. But there's a problem. It's unfortunately very difficult to get there. It costs billions of dollars. It takes decades sometimes to do a mission. And that's what we created Made in Space to solve. So we looked at 3D printing, which is, as you all know, a technology that's capable even down here of really radically accelerating the innovation cycle. You have an idea, you can take it and you can just make it real right in front of you in just minutes. And you can maybe try 10 different iterations of what you're trying to design right there even in one day. And here's actually an example of something that we did. So with our technology, which we're putting on the space station at the end of this year, we actually created this. So you may or may not recognize this, but what it is it's a fix for the Apollo 13 situation. So what they had to do is they had to fit a square peg in a round hole, believe it or not, and they managed to make do with what they had up there. They managed to sort of hack it all together and figure it out, and luckily they saved the astronauts' lives. So we had an intern actually design this and print it using one of our 3D printers in our office in just one day, and we tested it, and it worked. So what we're doing is we're taking 3D printing technology and we are putting it in space. We're going to be putting the first 3D printer in space on the International Space Station at the end of this year. And it's going to manufacture the first object ever created by anybody off of the face of this Earth. And we're really, really excited about that. So this is me and some of my teammates. What we're doing is we're actually testing 3D printers on these microgravity aircraft, basically simulated microgravity environment. And we actually thought it'd be easier than it was. We started taking existing 3D printing technology and flying it on there and trying to get it to work, and it wasn't working, so just kept iterating on it. And what we've ended up with is our own design. So here's some of our engineers in our lab working on it. This is an earlier prototype of the printer itself. You can actually see this out of our booth a little later. But this is the printer that's going to do it. This is the printer that's going to make the first things in space. And so that's flying to the station later this year. And then after that, we're going to be flying a commercial facility. And that, I think, is what we're really most excited about, because when it really comes down to it, really the reason why we even created this company to begin with is that we wanted to go to space. I want to be able to go to space. I know you want to be able to go to space. You already went. But most of us still need to go, and you probably want to go again. And in order to do that, though, there's really going to have to be radical innovation happening. The technology that we're using to get people to space is decades old. It just takes so long. If we're going to go, we have to bring the kind of innovation to space that we have down here, the kind of innovation that we have with digital manufacturing, additive manufacturing. We have to make it possible for smart people like all of us, everyone in this room, to innovate in space and really create the solutions that enable us as a species to leave this planet. Since the 70s, really, some of you may recognize this image. It's an O'Neill colony. Since the 70s, really, even before that, we've dreamed that one day we would live in space. Why hasn't it happened yet? It's because of the launch problem. It's because it's too hard to get things from point A to point B. But once our printers are there, not only our hope, but the reality will be that anybody will be able to send us their files, and we will be able to immediately digitally put those objects into space and test them and use them. Chris, I'd love to know what you would have wanted us to print. We can talk about that later. But what we're really doing is we're creating a new kind of link between Earth and space. We're bringing it just that much closer. Digitally now, we're going to be able to send things there. The one takeaway that I would say is you can now design things that will go to space. Come to our booth. I really mean it. We're putting these printers up there so that we can send your designs to space. So come find us, and let's talk about how we can actually put the things you design into space. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Good job, buddy. Great job. Thank you. Thank you.